What's up, everyone? Moving on to the next question. So given this equation over here, so 3 over 4m plus 1 over 8m minus 5 over 2m equals 1 minus 5 over 2m, we have to find m plus m squared. So we have to first solve for m in this equation, and then we have to plug in m into this expression and then find out what that answer is going to be. So let's work with the equation first. Now there's different ways to solve something like this. Personally, when I see something like this with a bunch of fractions, I try to get rid of the fractions. And the way you could do that, this one is like over 1, you can multiply everything by the lowest common denominator. And so between 4, 8, 2, and 1, and then this 2 again, what's the lowest common denominator? It's going to be 8. And so we can multiply this by 8. You would multiply everything by 8. Multiply this by 8, multiply this by 8, this by 8, and then this by 8. We're really multiplying the m by the 8 as well, but I just circled the fractions there. Except for this one, I circled the whole thing. But anyway, so 3 over 4 times 8, what's that going to be? Well, 4 goes into 8 twice. Notice these 8s would cancel out. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 1 goes into 8 8 times, and then 2 goes into 8 4 times. And so we would have 2 times 3, which is 6, and then we have the m there. This would just be m by itself, right? 8 times 1 over 8 is just 1. And then this would be 4 times 5, which would be 20. And then we have the m there. This would be 8. And then this would be 20m, like that. So this equation is exactly the same as this equation. It's going to give us the same solutions. And now we're not working with any fractions. So what we could do, bring all of the expressions that have an m over to the left side. So when we bring this negative 20m over, notice it'll cancel out with this 20m. Negative 20m plus 20m, that would be 0. This would be 7m, and we would have 8. So m would equal 8 over 7, like that. That's what the solution would be to this equation. Now, if you didn't do it this way, if you did work with the fractions, same thing, bring everything to the left side. So notice this would turn into positive 5 over 2m, which would net out with this. It would net out to 0. So we would have 3 over 4m plus 1 over 8m equals 1. Common denominator here, so multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2. So we would have 6 over 8m plus 1 over 8m equals 1. This would be like 7 over 8m, which is equal to 1. We could divide both sides by 7 over 8. Another way we could do this is rewrite this as 7m over 8, which is equal to 1 over 1. And then we could just cross multiply, so we'd have 7m is equal to 8, m equals 8 over 7. Right, so whichever way you do it, m equaling 8 over 7, that's the solution to that equation. But we're not done yet. What we got to do is we got to plug that in into this expression. So we would have 8 over 7 plus 8 over 7 squared, which would be 8 over 7 plus 64 over 49, right? We would square the numerator and denominator, multiply this by 7, multiply this by 7, so we'd have 56 over 49 plus 64 over 49, which would give us 120 over 49. And so that would be the final solution for this expression. So first, find the solution to the equation, then that solution we plug in here, 120 over 49 is the final answer.